Bowers Game Corner presents Gencon Video Bonanza 2015. Brought to you by Gatekeeper Games, makers of The King's Armory, Thunder Track, the new sequel to Turbo Rally Card Racing, and the generous support of our Kickstarter backers.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for more of our Gen Con Bonanza blowout explosion adjective coverage, and I'm very excited to be brought here by our awesome sponsors. Check them out. But we are at Anvil 8 Games, about to talk to Chris about the new expansion that's going to be coming out to Aetherium. So, what's the expansion?
So we're going to be doing expansions as the course of Aetherium goes on. Our first one is going to be for a new faction called House Ikaru. House Ikaru is going to be done through a Kickstarter, most likely in about a month or two. We're going to make sure that everything's ready to go before we get to it. But our sculpts are all done. All the models are at the manufacturer. The tile set is done. The book is in editing. The cards are done. The tiles are done. The tokens are done. Pretty much everything except having physical models in our hand is ready to go. So this Kickstarter is going to focus on expanding the universe of the game by adding a new faction, which will have a full 13 units like the other two factions. House Ikaru has a style of play that focuses on very heavy resource management. You get a lot of resources, or RAM, as some of you are familiar with, more than the other two factions, but your units all want it, and they all need it. So you have to choose which unit do I really want to focus on, or which units do I really need to spend that RAM on. All of their avatars have some limitations to how they can manipulate the board to represent that they get a lot more RAM than other units in the game. They also have very high what are called overclock values, which allow you to boost your units further than normal. For those of you that are familiar with the game, House Ikaru has OC values up in the 4 and 5s, where the main game only kind of peaked out at about 2 or 3. The style is that they are a mega conglomerate corporation that has kind of eaten up every other corporation out there, and now they are this massive entity that no one can really truly fathom. If you buy something, it's probably owned or purchased or a subsidiary of House Ikaru. They're very kind of heavily influenced on the Asian, Japanese, samurai kind of style. Their units themselves all are cybernetic robots. The whole story behind Ikaru was that during the trade wars, they invested heavily in cybernetics and robotics, and that's what a lot of their troops and units were. And when they manifest in the Aetherium, they manifest as these kind of machines as well. Very soulless, very mysterious, very scary, clean cut, and very deadly.
Right, and so if I'm an Aetherium fan, I'm going to back this. Is there anything, am I going to just be able to just instantly get into this, or is there going to be new rules? How's that going to work?
So there's a little bit of both. If you've missed out on Aetherium before, or you're new to it, we're going to have the game as an add-on on the Kickstarter. And because we're going to have all the models a la carte, and we're going to have 3 different pledge levels based on what you want to do with the game. We want to make it accessible to everybody, even if you're just a minis gamer and you think these models would be cool, especially a lot of people who do cyberpunk stuff, Shadowrun. They find a lot of our models really interesting, or zombie survival figs. That's cool too, because some people are just into minis, and that's totally fine. But the Kickstarter is going to have a lot of different, all the different units, and then there's going to be some cool add-ons that we're going to throw into the Kickstarter backers' pledges to kind of create some value. We're going to have some tile sets and a lot of cool stretch goals that'll add more stuff into your pledges. New poses for models, some exclusive models, their own token set for Ikaru, their own style of cards. They've got their own kind of codex style book. So we want to pack as much as we can into, kind of like we did with the first the first Kickstarter, and we really want to strive to make sure that everybody who pledges will benefit from stretch goals in some way.
All right, so that is the upcoming expansion to Aetherium. We'll be sure to post the Kickstarter link down below. If you're enjoying this awesome Gen Con coverage, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. And thanks for your time, YouTube.
Bowers Game Corner presents Gen Con Video Bonanza 2015. Brought to you by Gatekeeper Games, makers of The King's Armory, Thunder Track, the new sequel to Turbo Rally Card Racing, and the generosity of these great companies. They support us, Go support them.